Hey everybody, what is going on? Serial Jab here, and today we're playing Entropia Universe. What we're going to be doing today is a 50 PED Atrox hunt. So if you guys want the proof, got, 33 PEDs of ammo here, 17 there, that adds up to 50. No loot in the tank, so we're good to go. We're just going to head out, start shooting some stuff, and see how it goes. I'm going to be doing some Atrox. We're going over to the Jura Plateau for that. If you guys are level-wise, if you guys are around level 20, you're using an LR15, LR20, something like that, Jura Plateau is the place to go. It's really good for Atrox, and it's a pretty cool place to come hunt. I know I talked about it a while back, and a ton of people flooded it, but right now we're at a bit of a low here. There's not too many people either online or hunting here, so you know, come on back, guys. It's good. This is on Calypso, by the way. I should head over to Arcadia. I've talked to some people about this, and in Discord, people are always telling me about how good Arcadia is. I just never go. I don't know. It's just me. All my stuff's on Calypso, and I can't move it over. So it's I just don't want to leave all that behind. Again, that's the problem with space, right? There's just not, everything being lootable and all of that, it's not worth the stress of trying to transfer everything over. I've got an apartment on Calypso. I'd love to go to Arcadia every now and then. If there was a teleporter that would take me to Arcadia, I'd jump in it just like that and be there, but it's just not the case. So, you know, it is what it is. While we're at it, actually, we should track our Atrox missions here, because I know a lot of people say I should be talking about this. So let's hit that track. You can see getting 25 agility tokens, 1.04 PEDs of, what do we have here? Evade, dodge, whatever. I definitely go for the agility tokens. I'm definitely doing that. All you gotta do is kill 1,000 Atrox. So when you've got one of these missions that's telling you how many kill, it's always good to go for the younger Atrox, the mature, the young, maybe the old, because those are, you're gonna be able to kill a lot more per PED. So, you know, always keep that in mind. Yeah, I didn't actually know what I was going to talk about when I jumped into this. It's just, yeah, it comes up. Sometimes with these videos, I'm repeating myself. I know what I'm going to say. Sometimes I jump in and I'm like, this is what we're talking about today. Serial, this is going to be a great topic. You need to hit it. Let's do it. And then sometimes, today, I just sort of jump on, see what comes out of my mouth, right? It's an event for me, too. I'm sitting here listening and I'm taking that in a direction I never thought I would. But that's one of the things too with any game I've noticed. With any game, right? You run into these issues of they're called basically content droughts. If you're relying on the game to give you something to talk about, there's going to be a period where there's just nothing to talk about. Either the story's done, the multiplayer's grown stale, you've made as many moves as you're going to make, you know, it's the same thing with anyone, right? Any YouTuber, any person who's producing content, there's going to come a point where everybody sort of has seen everything that you're doing in this game. And at that point, you got to decide, do you want to keep playing the game? Do you want to try and switch off to other stuff? Do you want to just talk about rubbish? How do you want to do it, right? For me, I switch between stuff. Sometimes if I feel like playing Entropia, I'll play Entropia and see if the recording comes out good. So I do a lot more of these Entropia Universe recordings than people see, and sometimes I'll just get done with it, and you know, the hunt was good, or it was okay, there were no globals, there's nothing crazy going on, and then I'm just sitting there was that really good content? Was that high quality stuff that I was spouting? And sometimes it wasn't, or it isn't. So then it just gets deleted. I'm like, we're not doing that today. Today, I don't know. I feel like we got off to a good start though, so I think today we'll keep this one in the books. It won't be a top tier Entropia Universe hunt, but it'll be a decent one. And I figure it's a good way to get back to my roots and get back to some of the subscribers who've been following me since the old days too. Because a lot of you guys probably a lot of the guys who started following me recently aren't watching this because they're following because of Rust or Warframe or something like that, right? Whereas, a lot of the people, Entropia Universe has been more consistent throughout my time. And I know a few people have mentioned that. They're well, you put out these videos on, General Hospital, or it was 2 Point Hospital, or, not Mortal Kombat, For Honor, or, Borderlands 3, or any of those. And they're why do you do that? You're not getting as many views on it. But the thing is, if you look at those videos, one of them does good, it's going to get me way more views than a whole month worth of Entropia videos. Plus, it's a game that I like to play, so I'm going to just do videos for it. one of the things I really don't look at the views, honestly. Like, everybody says that, but like I really don't, because they're not that significant. Like, a couple hundred views is good, but it's not, it's nothing amazing. Like, analytically, I could look at that and try and figure out what's doing the best and keep doing that. Like, obviously, if I do every video, Entropia Universe amazing profit tips, Entropia Universe look inside to learn the secrets, you know, everybody would love that. But that'd be very clickbaiting, and it'd get boring, right? Like, it's better to just sit down and sort of do these stream of thought things, and that's what I really do like for Entropia Universe. That's what Entropia Universe is good at, right? Like, I can take this podcast mentality of just talk about what I want to talk about, let the content flow, let the game do its thing, and discuss the game if something comes up. Like, if I global, we're going to talk about that. If I get something cool, we're going to talk about that. But right now, we're sort of just sitting here. It's a content drought as far as the game and updates and all that goes, and I'm waiting for the game to produce something for me, whether it's through the developers, through a global, through a HOF, through something cool that happens in chat. Yeah, like, that's just, you know, that's how it goes. Because you can see, like, the loot right now is okay, but it's nothing decent. Like, we're spending 50 PDs, we're probably going to lose 20. Yeah, so just sitting here talking it out, seeing what happens. You can also see these skill gains, right? Way lower than when I'm woodcutting or something like that, because you can see a lot of like 0.1s, 0.08, like those are such low skill gains. I start to lose hope when I see that. It's like, oh, come on, Serial, you can do better than that. Like 0.2, it's gonna take you ages, and then I could go cut trees and get 2 skills a cut. You know, it's crazy. It is crazy the difference it makes. Like, going to, ooh, speaking of loot, that was a decent one. Going from like one of those professions to 2 skills in skinning, just because I haven't played that much since that update, which was forever ago now. But yeah, it's amazing the amount of difference it makes, like having a couple thousand skills in a profession, because all of a sudden you're getting nothing, and that's that exponential skill curve. Which I get why they put that into games, but in a way, I feel like MMOs, especially from the times of like Entropia Universe and stuff, that exponential skill curve is almost too much. Like, there's gonna come a time where I just can't make sense of it, where it just sort of sucks, right? And yeah, I don't know. Who's this guy? Someone's following me along. That's someone I know. I don't know. That looks familiar, the avatar. I'm like, is that someone I've seen before? I'm not sure. Oh well. Figure I'll kill a few more of these and see how it goes. But we got some Atrox. What else do we have around here? I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about now. Of course, we got Atrox. It's like, duh. But yeah, the loot isn't killer. Alright, let's check this out. Who is it? It's so hard to rotate. It used to be you could make it stick, but now it doesn't. So I have no idea who that is. We'll keep going. The avatar just looked familiar. I'm like, have I seen that on a video or something like that? Because yeah, every now and then I do tune into the Entropia Universe videos. I don't watch all of them. Let's be 100% honest. But yeah, I tune into a lot of them. Because most of the time, like, I think a lot of people with these videos, they listen while they play. It's sort of cool to listen to someone playing the same game as you, and every now and then it'll be like, oh yeah, that loot's good, or you get like a little tip that you pick up. You know, maybe you guys are going out now to hunt Atrox, and I'm like, hey, make sure your amp's all it's full TT, because you don't want to get out there in the middle of the hunt, and then all of a sudden you're just empty. You hear that, and you're like, oh yeah, I need to do that. You know, it's sort of nice. But yeah, yeah, a lot of the time when I'm playing games, I'm recording. So it's like I can't really have something going in the background, especially with this where it's more stream of thought. Like Rust, I can have a lot of stuff running in the background because a lot of it's just gameplay, and you sort of stitch it all together afterwards to get the exciting parts and put a nice little voiceover over it. Maybe if I'm talking to someone, or if it's more like the social aspect of things, I'm gonna go in and edit that together. But yeah, something like Entropia Universe, what I'm doing right now, it requires there to be a constant stream of talking and sort of not entertaining. That sounds sort of weird, but just a constant stream of thought. Like, that's what's required for these videos, especially like this. You know, there's no The how-to videos are nice because you're explaining something, and the videos that rely on like all these cool things happening are nice because you can sort of sit back and let the game handle the content side of things. And Entropia Universe does not have that at all. It's got 28.64 PEDs, folks. It's producing some content. I was just talking like there's no content, but 28 PEDs, that's good. When I see something like that, I'm always like, we got to continue. Mindark knew I was getting close to the end, and they're like, let's give Serial a little bit more loot and see if he keeps going. And they dragged me in. They got me. We're going to keep going, and we're going to see if we can't get something good. Plus, the video like just hit 10 minutes, and I hate to end it right there because then everybody's like, you're just doing it so you can put a mid-roll, or you're just doing it for ads. I'm not, I swear. 3 PEDs, that's good. I feel like things are heating up. I feel like we could be looking at a global soon. That's the key, right? Mindark convinces you of that, and then you just keep playing, and the longer you play, in theory, the more money they make. It's the same thing with casinos, right? Like, a lot of the logic that applies to a casino does apply to Entropia Universe. And a lot of games now, which is crazy. Like, so many games take over these, like, casino mechanisms and they use them. Entropia Universe is a lot more forward about it, right? Like, Fortnite or something like that, where they're, like, really drawing people into the skins and all that. And they're like, hey, we're going to have a kill cam. And that kill cam, you can show your emotes. But all the cool emotes cost money. And then, you know, some guy's dancing in front of you and he flicks you the middle finger. And you're like, oh, I want to do that to the next guy I kill because this guy did it to me. And, you know, then you find it's $20 to do it. So you go ahead and pay it just because you want your revenge. And pretty soon, you know, you've gotten your revenge and you're $200 in debt because you bought a bunch of Fortnite bullshit. Which didn't happen to me. It's the way I'm talking about it, it sounds like it happened to me. I've not spent much money on Fortnite. Or any of those skins. Like, I'm an old school gamer, I guess. Like, I'm not 100% into the skins. I get it for someone like Ninja or someone who's streaming all the time. Because it's nice to have that, like, refreshing change. But as a player, I'm just like, I'm not really... I guess Fortnite's third person, so you are looking at your character. But when I'm not looking at my character, I'm like, why do I bother, right? In Entropia Universe, I bought one outfit that I liked, and, you know, that's sort of what I've stuck to. I've got a bunch of other outfits that I was stupid and bought thinking the value would go up, because Mindark made it harder to get clothes to be super white, and then they started selling them themselves, so that went down the drain right there. That's another one. See, a lot of these things like this, all this stuff, right? I bought it as an investment, because it used to be you could not get a shirt that's black. Those are like 200, 300 PEDs. They sell for 100 now. You want to know why? Because Mindark introduced black shirts that you can loot. Same with like this business thing, right? Like, again, like these haven't been sold in forever, but it's 100 PEDs. I bought this for like 400 or some crazy amount. It's like all this stuff, it used to be super rare, and then Mindark introduced something that just basically you can loot white shirts now. They're not selling you the urban nomad white jumper, but you can still loot a white shirt, and it's super easy, and now the value of it's like just nothing. Which, you know, that happens. I bought it thinking the value would go up. Never again. That's one of the things I'll tell everybody about Entropia Universe. If you want to do speculative investing, do not do it in Entropia Universe. If you're counting on the price of something going up, don't count on that in Entropia Universe, because Mindark, what they're going to do is the second they see a niche, the second they see like all these people having all this value going up, they're going to drop something that either like negates it because they want that markup, or they're going to do something that just like they're going to start selling it. It's going to loot crates, something like that. Like a lot of the stuff that people bought that at one point they thought was going to be super valuable, or at one point Mindark sort of pushed it as being valuable, it's been devalued. Even something like Club Never Die or FOMA now, or like the Asteroid, right, Calypso Palace, like all that stuff's been devalued in a way because planets exist now. And you can't, a lot of people I think count on Mindark to not devalue stuff. I did it, and that was definitely like an error on my part. It's the same with the armor. These amps are the same way. Like, you don't want to know what this amp, let's see. You don't want to know how much I paid for this thing, because right now it's worth 600 PEDs. I paid so much money for that. Like literally like over 1,000 PEDs went into that amp, and it's worth 600, maybe 700 now. Let that sink in. Like, that's, I bought a bunch of them thinking they'd be a good investment, and I really should just sell them, because we've got like this A102. Again, like those started looting again apparently. You know, you got A104. Like, these are okay because I didn't spend a ton of money. Some of these were maybe like 300, 400 PEDs. The 101, that was 400 back in the day. Like, all that stuff, because it was super rare. It was like nobody was looting it, and they're like, this is the end. Mindark's never going to introduce stuff that's this economy, like, economical again. And then all of a sudden, Mindark's like, hey, we're going to do limited weapons. And all these people who were buying guns that were super expensive overnight lost all this money. But everybody's still like, the amps are never going to lose money. The amps are never going to lose money. They're not going to introduce something like this because they're losing money on this. And then they introduce L amps, and everybody's like, yeah, but they're L, so you got to pay markup, and the markup slowly drops. And eventually you're sitting there with something that's not worth what you thought it was. And that's how it works, because it's not like real. Like, a lot of people think it's like a real world economy, and it is in many ways. But the difference with the real world economy is, if I want to introduce lumber, the real world, it takes me time to grow that. That's a renewable resource even, but it still takes me time to make it. It costs me money to make it, right? Like, there's a cost to acquire it, and that cost goes into it. So if I say, hey, lumber costs $1, you know, a stick, or $1 a tree now, something ridiculous, but let's say it costs $1 a tree, I know that probably next year it's not going to be worth, you know, nothing per tree. But with Entropia Universe, because there's no cost to create, Mindark just has to have a developer make it, and once it's made, they can release millions of them. They could re-release any item they wanted to tomorrow, and it would not affect them whatsoever. Like, if they want to make 1,000,000 Club Never Dies, actually that would cost something, because that's server space and all that. But let's say they want to make like 1,000,000 of the amplifiers I've got. They're worth 600 PEDs now, TT plus 600. Mindark says, hey, we want to sell those in our shop. They could probably do that tomorrow, and it would cost them barely anything. It would be a developer's time, maybe a couple hours, and that's about it. And it would be out. It would be done. And that's all it takes to devalue. So you really can't count on them to keep the value of something up. So you shouldn't be speculatively investing, because what you're investing in is, you're basically saying that Mindark won't devalue my item, when in fact, in the past, like I've just shown, like we really dove into with this video in the last like 7 minutes. And Mindark basically can do it. They've shown they're gonna do it. So like, don't speculatively invest. I'm fine with it, honestly, because I got lucky. I bought CLDs at 1,000 PED. Ooh, another decent loot right there. About 10 PEDs. I got lucky because I bought CLDs too. A lot of the amps, a lot of the stuff I had, even the clothes that I was speculatively investing in, the prices sort of topped out 2007, 2008, which is roughly, I sold it a little bit after that. But I still walked away with a slight profit on that stuff, and I bought CLDs. The reason I sold is because of CLDs, and those doubled in price. And because of Calypso and sort of what it holds in Entropia Universe, and the fact that it's more player-driven, like Mindark can't really release another Calypso. It would be very hard for them to do it. There's things they could do that would change that, right? Like, Mindark could introduce something like, hey, anyone can teleport to Arcadia now for free, but you can't teleport back. And that would really kill CLDs. That would really kill the income that people make, and that would just destroy it, while Arcadia deeds just skyrocket. But Mindark would also be affecting their own investment, because I think they hold some CLDs. Also, like, that's monitored and would look really bad at them for the future, because a lot of people who buy CLDs are future investors, whereas a lot of the people who buy amplifiers or stuff like that are just people playing the... Ooh, another nice loot. Those are just people playing the game, and Mindark cares about the players. I'm not gonna say that they don't, because that would be a lie, but I don't think that they care enough about the players that they keep an item valuable when it's not worth it to them, right? Like, there's an amount there. It's the same with CLDs, I guess. There's an amount there. Like, if Bill Gates comes on and says, I'm gonna pay $1 billion, but I want the most popular planet in Entropia, Mindark would literally have all of our avatars teleporting there by default, and we'd be making 10% every time we shot a bullet, because they just want it to be popular. Like, they can do that. That's something they could do, and that would instantly devalue CLDs, arc deeds, everything. But, you know, outside of an event like that happening, something crazy, most likely they're not going to devalue that stuff. So yeah, I guess that's just my little spiel on speculative investing, and why, you know, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You've really got to look at it. That's how it works with anything, though, right? Like, if you're gonna buy any sort of, like, if you're gonna buy gold, right, you've got to assume that no one's gonna go to an asteroid that's made of gold and start mining it, because they could just devalue the market overnight. You've got to assume that there's a finite supply. With Entropia Universe, you can never assume that, because that gold asteroid is literally something that Mindark can just mine at any day they want, right? Like, if they're running out of money, it would be super easy for them to just release a new gun, right? Like a new cool gun that everybody can buy, that everybody can use. It's super eco and looks better, and you know, the bullets it shoots are green instead of red, or you know, something crazy like that, right? Like, tons of stuff they could do, and that would be completely legal, completely cool within the game world that meets all the requirements. So yeah, CLDs, it's a little bit harder because those are actually, I believe there's an institution that does some like slight monitoring of them or something like that. They release some sort of report every now and then about it. And it's the same. It's, you know, it's the same with all the CLDs, and there's legitimate money and investors behind it, and there might, you know, I don't know how much people have in CLDs, but it's a lot more likely that there'd be a lawsuit if they suddenly devalued them than if they suddenly devalue your amplifier. Like, I'm not going to sue them because they cost me, you know, $40 here and $100 in clothing. You know, like, that's just not worth it. But if you have 20, 30, probably not even that, if you have like $200,000, $300,000 in CLDs, Calypso land deeds, I mean, you're crazy, but if you have it, you might consider taking them to court over something they did if it's outside of what you believe the sort of contract they established is. You know? So yeah, I think those are a lot less likely to be devalued, but it is still within the realm of possibility. Just because I said they probably won't do it doesn't mean they won't do it. They could do it. It's possible. And I ran out of bullets. I went to take a drink of my kombucha, looked down and look up, and all of a sudden I'm out of bullets. Let's convert. We'll keep going, because I sort of like where this conversation is going about speculative investing. And I find like that's a very interesting topic. So, I don't know, I think a lot of the times, the nice thing about with Entropia is there's a lot of similarities that can be drawn between the Entropia Universe economy and the real world economy. And it's very cool to draw those things, because it's a good learning tool, right? Like, let's say I had kids, right? Maybe I have kids, maybe I don't, whatever. Let's say my kids are older. Obviously, you can probably tell by my voice, like, or my actions, or when I started my YouTube channel, or all of that, that my kids, if I had kids, they would not be that old. But let's say I've got kids that are like 16, 17, they're interested in economics, and they want to learn about some of these these theories. Entropia Universe is a great way to learn that, like how to control a market, like supply versus demand, everything like that. It's very easy to learn in Entropia Universe because the market's so small. With a couple hundred PEDs, you can start to see your effect, right? Like, if you go to Twin Peaks and you get some list, right? You buy tons of it for 101%, thinking you're going to sell it for 102, and then you release it all at once. All of a sudden, the prices drop because people are beating your prices, and you know, things sort of go awry. And then you're like, oh, so I've got to release it over a period of a week or two. You know, you learn that, and then, you know, slowly you start to figure this stuff out, and then you're in college, you take a class in economics, and you're like, oh yeah, it's very similar to what I learned in Entropia. That's sort of cool. We're going to take on a level 29 here, Guardian. Let's see if we can do this. I'm tempted. I might just keep going until I can get that, like, global. And I feel like this Guardian could be it. I like the higher level mobs, because they're more likely to give it. I don't know if he will, and we gotta watch this here. And then we'll jump back into our economical talk, or whatever we want to call it. Alright. Oh, come on now. That was not very nice, Mindark. That was just rude right there, what they did to me. They gave him a critical hit on me. He did 84 damage. I've only got 113 HP. If you guys watch my video on YouTube and why you shouldn't become a pro YouTuber, I actually did like get the HP gain in there. I got it up to 113, so that's something. It's not that impressive, but it is something. It's a thing that I did, you know. And I did it on a video. Actually, when I play Entropia Universe, I'm almost always recording and talking, because it's one of the things I enjoy about the game, I guess. Plus, now that I'm doing the YouTube thing, I'm always thinking, like, man, if I go out and hunt Atrox and I get a off, it's going to suck that I don't have that on recording. And I'm like, well, if I'm recording, I should be talking. And if I'm talking, it changed the way I play the game. Whereas now I'm playing like Warframe like I used to play Entropia. Ooh, 3 PEDs. That's weak. The Atrox started off with a critical hit, and he ended with 3 PEDs of loot. That's just not nice. Whatever the mob hits you for, that should be what they loot for. That'd be pretty awesome. That way when you get a critical hit, you're just like, yes! I've done it. Or critical hit right off the bat, I guess. It would be a stupid idea because then people would stop shooting and just move from mob to mob to mob until they got crit hitted. I understand that. No need to comment. But yeah, you can see too, this number isn't moving up too fast. That 600, that like 1000 Atrox number, we're not gonna hit it soon. For those of you guys wondering too, like I'm a very slow like level progressor. Even in any MMO I've always played, I'm just very slow at leveling because I like to explore, I like to see the world, and then sort of I get bored and move on to the next thing. So I'm very like on and off. Entropia Universe, I've gotten all these skills over a decade, and the only reason I kept logging in at some points was just because the money here, right? Like World of Warcraft or something like that. I'll play it and then my subscription lapses. I'm just like, it's done. Entropia Universe, my subscription never lapsed. And the fact that I've got money in it, it's like, well, if I stop, if I don't go on, I'm actually losing money. So I've got to log in. And then when I log in, I'm like, well, as long as I'm here, I should shoot a few things. And then sometimes it's, you know, I fancy it. I'm like, oh, that was fun. And then, you know, I'll keep going and going and going. And that's how I get back into it. And, you know, with YouTube, it helps too because usually I've got a backlog. Like if I really stretch everything out, I've got like a month of videos. I can sort of like one a week. We can do it, you know. And after that, it's just like, well, I've got no videos for YouTube. So if I want to keep this whole channel thing and the algorithm happy, I've gotta make a few Entropia Universe videos. Because Entropia Universe, that gets me the watch time. And if I can keep that watch time up, YouTube's more likely to recommend stuff. So I'm always trying to do interesting like Entropia Universe videos. They're sort of more this long form. Because you know, when I do a how-to video on another game, I always go for short, right? Like the shorter, the better. The more concise, the better the point. Like everything should just be like sort of tip top right in there. No filler words, no spaces. Just bang bang boom. You teach it to the person, and they can go and do it. That's what I aim for, at least. Like I don't like that thing when you start someone's video and they're like, hey guys, I'm Serial Overdrive. I would really like it if you subscribe and hit the notification bell and hit that like button. Funny comment. Hit that like button because blah blah blah. You know, I'll be disappointed in you if you don't. And like 5 minutes later, I'm bored of saying this. 5 minutes later, they're still talking about the damn like button, and it's like, really, dude? You took a 3-minute tutorial. You talked for 5 minutes in the beginning about the damn like button, and then 2 minutes at the end about why I should subscribe, hit the bell, and hit the like button again. And it's like, dude, I'm not even gonna hit the dislike button because I know that helps you out. Like, I'm not even doing that for you. So, I don't know. I hate when people do that. So the how-tos I always try to make quick, concise, and to the point. Sometimes I hit 10 minutes. I'm like, we gotta cut a little bit off so people know I'm not doing this on purpose. Like, I've got one video. I think it was a Rust video. I literally hit 10 minutes and 8 seconds. And I was looking at it. And I'm like, oh, man. This looks shady. This looks shady. I got it down to 9:59. And I'm like, perfect. There we go. I don't think people even notice that, but I'm like, all right, I don't want to look, because I see that, like, if I see 10 minutes going into a video, if I see anywhere like in the 10 minutes, I'm like, this is a shady one. This guy might be stretching out for the watch time. And when I go this long, I'm not stretching it out for the watch time. This is me doing a full sort of 30-minute sitcom on here. But that's because it's fun. And I'm not done with my kombucha yet. I'm almost done with it. I'm trying to be healthier, so going with the kombucha, the probiotics, sort of the nice, you know, healthy stuff, rather than drinking like an energy drink and then getting wired. Which, you know, I like it. You know, I'd probably be a pretty good meth addict, but just it's not good for you, so I try not to do it. I'm talking about meth and energy drinks, by the way. But, you know, if you got to do one, stick with the energy drink, please. Then again, though, meth might be healthier than Entropia Universe. You never know. You never know. All right, man. This hunt keeps dragging on. I'm like waiting for that global. I'm just thinking it's gotta come sometime. I've already spent like over 100 PDs in ammo. Like it's gotta come here, right? Like I've gotta hit it, and it's not coming. So, and we're slowly running through our ammo. Like If I don't get a good hit, like I think at the end of this I'll just be out. Let's see how it goes. Because I don't want to make this video too long. Because at some point people do just sort of tune out and ditch the video, and then your watch time, like, because I think with YouTube, with the algorithm, if you want to sort of optimize things and make sure that people see your video, and honestly, like if I'm getting 0 views, 0 comments, it's no fun for me. Even those videos I make that are like how to do this, when they get like 40 views in the first 3 days, I'm like, oh man, did I mess up the video? Did I mess up a thumbnail? What happened here? No one's commenting, no one's saying anything, no one's even disliked the video. I'm like, I'm offended, you know. And if you do dislike a video, just tell me why. Even if you want to like comment on it and just say it's not Entropia. I mean, don't do that because that'll aggravate me. And now there's a chance that people actually do it. But anyways, if you're this deep in the video, you gotta like some of the stuff I'm saying. But yeah, like with YouTube, the higher you can get the watch time, the more obviously views matter. But the higher your watch time, the higher the number and the average, like the percent. So if you watch 50% of the video, that's better than if you watch like 40%. And overall, it's better if you watch, you know, 50%, you like it, and that 50% is longer. So if you watch 50% of a 1 minute video, YouTube's not going to recommend that video to anyone because they're like, wow, oh, look at that, look at that. That one right there, that was over 30 PEDs. That was the biggest loot yet. I can feel it. We got, man. They know how to keep me hooked. I just ran out of ammo, and they gave me that loot. Mind Dark, you sly bastards. And they know what I'm looking for, and they're just gonna keep teasing. But yeah, the watch time and all that stuff's always good to see. For those of you guys starting YouTube, that's a pretty good tip, right? Watch time's big, and don't do the problem with clickbait videos. The problem with a lot of people have is if you do a clickbait video and you do it wrong, like you need to actually come through with the clickbait. Like a lot of the times, if I say something, like if I do clickbait, like because I'll do these like catchy titles just to get people's attention, but I always try and talk about what I actually put in the title. Like this title, I'm probably not gonna put anything catchy. It'll be like 50 PED Atrox hunt, Entropia Universe, something maybe. I don't know. I'll maybe something about like investing, right? Like why you shouldn't invest long term or something like that. Like, you know. But you know, if you put a catchy title, catchy thumbnail, people click in, and then you're just, this is a video about how I kill. You know, by that time, people are just like, nope, click out, done. And then you get that like 1% watch time, and YouTube's just like, this guy blows. You know, if it's you, sorry, but that's how it works. Whereas if you actually put if it's a clickbait title, people click in, and then you sort of come through with the answer. It's like, you know, you put a title like, am I dying? And then, you know, you're like, am I dying? No, but I've got a, you know, I felt horrible today, and it really did feel like I was dying. It's like, all right, a little bit clickbait, but you did sort of answer the question. You're going to talk about this. You're going to talk about mental health, or maybe physical health, or how you got the flu because you didn't get the flu shot, or how you got polio because you're an anti-vaxxer and you're stupid. You know, if you talk about something like that, then, you know, you sort of come through with the topic, right? Like, it's cool. I thought someone just banged on my window, which is very scary because I'm not like a couple floors up. I like heard it knock on my window. I think a bird hit it, which I feel bad for the bird, but I got a little freaked out there because I was like, is someone knocking on my window? That's like the scariest thing, right? Like you live on the 1st floor and someone knocks on your window, it's super creepy. You live on the 10th floor and someone knocks on your window, holy fuck. Right? Like I'd much rather have some drunk guy knocking on my window than some like flying vampire out there just banging. Cause you know, one of those things I know about drunk guys, I can, you know, flick them off and send them away. But vampires, I don't know, throw some garlic at them and hope for the best, I guess. I don't know. This thing's gone off the rails. We're ending this hunt. We're too far off the rails. There's no hope. We're not getting that global. Let's kill this one last Atrox and head in. I keep saying, like, I'm like, all right, we're going to end it at 50 PDs. I'm like, all right, one more round of 50 PDs, then we end it. 650 Atrox killed, then we end it. End of this ammo, we're ending it. And at this point, I'm just like, no, we're just gonna end it. Like this has gone on for far too long, and there's not been enough good loot. I always like it when I can end on a global, because then I look like a real pro. That's not going to happen this time, though, unfortunately. Actually, let me just... You know what we're going to do? There's no one around, so I'm just going to run into the herd and let them kill me. Let's take off the armor. Armors is hit like by a percentage base, so if you want to get hit, it's best to take off the biggest pieces first. You know, thighs. Like, watch this. I'll leave my feet and my arms on, and you can see how they hit me. Most of these hits are going to be full. Oh, we did have a deflect, I guess. Yeah, I guess. Alright. Yeah, it's proven me wrong. There we go. It sort of proved me wrong. But, you know, you can learn something from that, too. I did think it was percentage-based. Like, they're, you know, 10% more likely to hit the torso or something like that. I could be wrong, though. Someone comment down below. If you made it this far, you're a trooper. Thank you. So let's total that up for you guys there. We went out with 50 PDs of ammunition. Obviously, we burned through a lot of armor, our amp, and we're probably not going to be seeing good returns. I know you guys are looking at this and you're like, Serial, are you crazy? You're getting 80 PEDs back, but we're gonna go through a good bit of that in decay. All right, so we've got what 41.52 PEDs in return. Also, we're gonna be able to auction off the animal liver oil, but that doesn't sell for much. So let's say 42 PEDs total. That's roughly where we're sitting. We've got the gun, we've got the armor, so that's sitting at 35 PEDs. So right now we've made about 650, 654 to be precise, in PED return. Obviously our guns decayed some and all that, but with skills and all that, we probably broke even on this hunt. It wasn't a massive success. It wasn't a massive failure. We got some cool skills, and I got to talk about bullshit for 36 minutes. Anyways, folks, thank you for watching. If you like these long form videos, let me know. I can't promise I'm going to do a ton of them, but I'll do what I can to keep them up. And yeah, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate those of you guys who make it to the end. Until next time, peace. Also, here's like a 10-minute clip of me asking you to subscribe, like, and all that. That was my cheeky way of asking you guys to actually do it. I know it's shitty, but at least I do it in the end and not the beginning. Peace.